That's really good green tea.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, where do you get that green tea from?
There's a company called Aroma Tea Shop
Where are they at?
in California,
In California.
and they actually visit the tea fields in Japan and China, the different places where they get their tea. This is a really nice dragon well.
Dragon well, what does that mean?
It's the variety of green tea.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's smooth, isn't it?
Can I taste yours? Because yours has nothing in it.
Yeah.
Mine is
Yours has
sweetened with local honey from St. Michael's.
Yeah, raw local honey in lieu of the Icarians. Isn't that nice?
That's really good.
And there's a jasmine one that they have that also is great unsweetened as well.
Yeah.
Plain.
I love a good jasmine tea. That's really delicious.
Green tea is important to drink. Do you want to talk about maybe a little bit why?
Well, there's lots of beneficial compounds in green tea. There's the EGCGs, right? Lots of I think it's a form of a polyphenol, basically a naturally occurring plant antioxidant. And there's a rich amount of research in those compounds. Immune stimulation, anti-cancer. I just developed a product for Durable that uses a decaffeinated green tea that has been shown to increase thermogenesis. So part of like weight loss.
I definitely
being a
noticed
stimulant.
that. Yeah. I mean, when I first made the metabolic makeover years ago, that was one of the requirements. Everyone had to drink a couple cups of green tea or take a green tea supplement daily. And those who did not lose as much weight. Yeah.
Well, green tea is neat because I'm sorry, I'm eating a little bit of dark chocolate.
You're fine.
Post
You're
lunch.
just in your polyphenols.
Yeah, green tea and a little bit of 85% dark chocolate.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
What I like about green tea is that there's a little bit of caffeine, not much, but some of the other compounds in it, like theanine, are very calming, but stimulating in some ways as well. It's been shown to calm your brain down while enhancing your focus. So I do really well when I replace green tea, when I replace coffee for green tea. That's usually when I feel the best, is when I'm the most even, if I'm diligent enough to drink multiple cups throughout the day, because I get a little bit of a mental elevation without any of the physiological overstimulation, because I'm pretty caffeine sensitive. And I've been monitoring my blood pressure twice a day a lot recently. And I noticed that if I have coffee in the morning, my first readings of the day are slightly elevated.
Oh, really?
A little over 120, and then in like the mid 70s. If I do it in the afternoon, I'm perfect at like 115 over 65. And if I do it in the morning, not on coffee, I have totally normal blood pressure levels.
Now, do you get any nausea when you have green tea on an empty stomach?
I used to, but that doesn't seem to happen to me as much anymore, but that definitely can happen. My best, if I can just keep myself to a tiny bit of coffee in the morning, maybe even just a little shot of espresso, I usually do well with that. And then a couple cups of green tea in the afternoon. That's a really nice combo. Like, I love a little bit of green tea and a couple squares of dark chocolate after lunch. It really kind of carries me through that afternoon time that can be a bit of a lull.
Yeah.
And I have to sit at my desk. I mean, if I could get out and exercise at that time, I'd probably be fine, but I can't.
Right.
So I
you're
need
just sort of sitting.
Something.
Do you feel like the dark chocolate is overstimulating to you at all? I know some people feel a little tweaked out when they eat chocolate.
No,
some
I
people
do
really
okay.
struggle with that.
Yeah, and I typically don't overconsume. So I do okay with that. And I get overstimulated pretty easily from caffeinated and like highly stimulatory things.
Becca is wondering if there's more benefit to caffeinated green tea versus like a decaf option.
I mean, I haven't dug through a lot of the research. I can tell you that in researching this product that I just developed for Durable, it's a decaffeinated green tea, and the polyphenol components of their green tea are very, very high. So it's retained what seems to be the vast majority of the health promoting properties, while at the same time being decaffeinated. So I think I've heard like traditional Chinese medicine doctors talk about how, because they oftentimes will recommend anywhere from 6 to 10 cups of green tea a day for like people going through cancer treatment and for other kinds of more like
Even for general weight loss.
for general weight loss.
Yeah. Mhm.
So for some of the stronger medicinal effects, I think
Mhm.
the more traditional doctors may say there is.
Mhm.
And listen, I mean, plants are designed for these synergistic compounds to really work together.
Mhm.
And there may be some benefits that caffeine provides in enhancing the effectiveness, but I haven't seen clear documentation that that is the case. And there seems to be very rich levels of the polyphenols and residual compounds left
Mhm.
in green tea, even after decaffeination, evidenced by this amazing Italian product that we're using for the formula.
I don't know how true it is. I haven't seen any sort of scientific data to back it up, but I've read before that if you pour the hot water over your green tea leaves and pour it right back off, like, don't let it sit there and steep, that you will reduce the caffeine by over like 70%. So it like makes it very like close to decaffeinated.
Yeah.
So for people that don't need to be completely caffeine free, that might be a nice option to still have the plant in its natural form without any sort of, decaffeination process, but still reducing the caffeine a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that wasn't on our topic list, but that certainly came up and was interesting.
Yeah.